Hey guys, it's Will here, and tonight I just want to talk a little bit about the Space Marine Repulsor. Now this is the new Space Marine tank, specifically Primaris Space Marine tank that Games Workshop unveiled over the weekend, and I just want to talk a little bit about what we know so far, because there's a bit of information feeding down, but we certainly don't know everything yet. And then I'm going to talk about what I think of this, is it good, is it bad, look at the pluses and minuses, and then give my overall opinion. So firstly, what even is the Repulsor? Well, it appears to be some sort of hovering transport tank, designed specifically to carry Primaris Marines, if the rumours I've read are correct. And it's a completely new piece of technology. This isn't something like the Hunter and the Stalker that have kind of fluff-wise been said to always been there, but they only just kind of released the model now. This is a completely new piece of tech that they've developed for the Primaris Marines. And it seems to be a very low to the ground hovering skimmer. But still overall function like a tank. So it's got thick armour, it's got a turret, it's got a transport capacity, but it is actually off the ground. And in terms of size and armour, it looks to be bigger than a Predator but smaller than the Land Raider, so we'll come into that sort of size, and particularly the sloping front is quite clearly modelled on a Land Raider. Weapons-wise, it seems to have a heavy stubber and a rotor cannon, as well as a twin-link las cannon and something that I believe is now like a heavier version of the las cannon, and also some defensive sort of missile-stroke grenade launchers for close-range engagements. And from what I've heard, this can carry 7 Primaris Marines. So firstly, what do I think of it? Well, first impressions, I think it looks pretty cool. It's certainly something different, but it doesn't sort of instantly make me think, oh, that's disgusting. I think this is a cool look, and I could certainly see that on the tabletop as looking pretty nice. One thing I do like about it is it seems to be a very logical, sensible design, in that, in terms of actual tank design, it's got a very steep slope on the frontal armour, more so than the majority of Space Marine vehicles, which is something that is a sort of a key to good tank design. The frontal armour should slope. Also, it's got no sponsons. We see a lot of sponsons from Games Workshop models, particularly ones designed sort of 15-20 years ago, like the Lehman Russes and the Land Raiders. But actually, in terms of modern military vehicles, there's barely been anything produced since the start of the Second World War that has a sponson, because actually sponsons aren't a very good place to put a gun on a tank. A turret is a much better place to put them. And relatively speaking, it's got quite a low silhouette, although it's a very large vehicle. It seems like it's quite a flattened silhouette rather than a very high boxy vehicle like the Lehman Russ. And finally, it makes sense that there should be a more advanced tank for your most advanced troops. You give your best tank to the best troops, because they're the ones that are going to be the most valuable. Of course, all Space Marines are valuable, but the Primaris particularly. So, yeah, go on then. They deserve to have the best tank to transport them. Other than that, I think it also fits the overall Astartes vehicle look. I mean, yes, it's hovering, which is kind of its new special thing, but the design, you can certainly see elements, particularly of the Land Raider, but also to an extent details from the Rhino and other things. The turret looks somewhat Predator-esque, although still a bit different, particularly with those missiles strapped on the side. But yeah, I think it fits the design. Now for the drawbacks. First thing that comes to mind is what is going on with those, like, I don't know, are they landing skids? Are they meant to be the repulsor motors? Whatever they are, they just look like they're tracks that, instead of being positioned under it as wheels, kind of stuck on the side as kind of some sort of support. While overall, like the look of the vehicle, those just kind of look like it's a cheap conversion where someone's taken Land Raider tracks and stuck them up the side at an angle, rather than sticking them in the regular place to try and make it look like it flies. So Yeah, not sure on those. In fact, they look so much like tracks, and with the fact it sits low to the ground, one guy I spoke to didn't even realise at first it was meant to be hovering. They thought that was just a new kind of track design, so oops there, GW. Also, is this not heresy? This is a completely new technology. I didn't think the Mechanicum liked anything new. I suppose you could argue it could be a recovered standard template construct from a long time ago, but this Bersarius Crawl, who's kind of been involved in this, is a bit of a maverick, isn't he? I mean, we've been told for edition after edition that the Mechanicum's jealous of the Eldar's anti-grav tech because they can actually make tanks and jet bikes, whereas the Imperium's just stuck with land speeders. And now suddenly, boom, we've got something that looks nearly as big as a Land Raider, hovering like it was a Falcon. Yeah, and that's sort of the things that make me think, okay, GW, explain that one to me. But, maybe they will when it comes out, but I'm still not liking those tracks. Overall, what do I think? I think on balance, it's still pretty cool. I like the look of it apart from those funny track bits. I like the concept, and I think, you know what, if I end up getting some Primaris Marines, which are tempting me as much as I'm saying to myself I don't need a new army, I suppose I could add them to my existing army. I think I could see myself getting this. So yeah, watch this space. Hope you found this video interesting. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.